Hey, this is Judging Waits playing some hardcore team deathmatch on one of my favorite maps, Standoff. It's got to be one of my top 3 favorite maps. This is the class I'm going to be using, the Swat 556. You can see how I have it equipped. Sometimes I take off the stock and I'll put a silencer on it, but everything else is pretty standard. Sometimes I take off that blind eye and perk 1 greed and I'll have like 2 black hats or something like that. But I've been getting hit by a lot of hunter killer missiles, so that's why I have that equipped. Now, I'm going to get off to a little bit of a rough start. I think there's some people sitting in windows, people laying down, people tubing me, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. But I like to come this way when I'm running this. Sometimes I'll get right behind this car and kind of wait for somebody to come out right there. That's a good spot to do that, but I'm going to push ahead. Now, you want to be careful as you're rounding this corner because there's usually somebody camping in this area, somebody laying down to my right or something like that. But then I'll usually head on to this blue building. I like to try and get up into that house and try to take those people out. And there you can see that guy up there tubes me. So somebody's going to be watching that way. So this time I'm going to go a little bit of a different route to go over there. Reese is going to go to my left. I'm going to go right over this wall. And this is a nice little move. I like coming over here, and then you can just keep going straight ahead and jump up on this garbage container or whatever that is, and then up into the building. Usually there's somebody right up in here, and so you can easily take them out. I don't know how many times I'll find 2 or 3 people in there, and there I get a hit marker. I don't know what happened there. But that's the normal route that I like to run in here. Usually you can get back in the enemy spawn and take them out. There's somebody sitting up in that corner. People love to go up in these corners outside this middle building, but I think he jumped down and I'm able to take him out. Now here an RC car is coming, so I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. There it is. Boy, that is a great way to pick up some points. 125 points. And there I tried to get the frisbee kill, but I failed, but I'm able to take him out. Now, I really like the SWAT 556. It's a great weapon to take people out at range with, and it really is a nice weapon to move around with, especially if you have that stock on it. But hey, I wanted to talk to you guys about an experience I had this last weekend. As you know, I told you that I was going to be preaching this weekend. I am a youth pastor, and once in a while I get to preach at my church, which I really enjoy doing. Now, as you know, besides being a preacher or a volunteer pastor, I am also, I also have a full-time job. And at that full-time job, I have some friends there that don't know Christ. So I've been really trying to share with this one lady at my work and kind of, talk to her and invite her out to church. Both her and her husband, I just really like them. Both of them I would consider to be atheists, but, I really like them. They're just cool people, and I really get along with them. So I invited her out to church. I was like, hey, I'm preaching this Sunday. I'd love to have you come out to church, and her response really kind of threw me back. It was, I'd like to come out, but, if I came out to your church, I'd probably burst into flames. And I was thinking, oh man, that is so far from the truth, but that's what a lot of people think. I had been inviting this other person out to church, and they finally came out to church, and I'd been talking to them, and I'm like, why didn't you come out to church before? And she was like, well, I have a bunch of these tattoos, and I was worried what you guys would say about me. I was just like, oh man, that is totally the furthest thing from our minds, or it should be the furthest thing from our mind, but somehow we have given people the impression for that. I dated a girl back in, I don't know, so many years ago, and she was telling me about this time that she invited one of her friends to come out to church, and apparently this girl must have gone to one of those churches that you have to dress a certain way to go and everything like that, because her friend came out to church wearing pants, and she got all on her friend's case and basically told her off because she wasn't wearing a dress. And I was just like, oh man, don't worry about things like that. I mean, do you think Christ really cares about what you're wearing when it comes to dresses or slacks or something like that, or whether or not somebody has a tattoo or tattoos or whatever? We need to stop that. We need to quit condemning people and just be loving on people and inviting them out. So I want to challenge you. I personally dress down at church just so that other people feel more comfortable. I live in a town that is very poor. There are not a lot of wealthy people or anything like that. I want my teens to feel very comfortable when they come to church, and not be self-conscious about what kind of clothes they have. So I purposely, like I said, I'll dress down and I'll do things to make other people feel comfortable. And I think that's what we need to do. Also, I think this is just a really good reminder of how important it is that we are to take the gospel message out. It's not all about inviting people to church and everything like that. We are called to be Christ's ambassadors. We are called to take the message to the people. A lot of people get on me. A lot of Christians get mad at me and say that I shouldn't be doing these YouTube videos on first-person shooters and Call of Duty games, and they say, hey, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to be doing this and everything like this. To me, this is an avenue to reach people people that don't know Christ. This is something that I have in common with a lot of people that don't know Christ, you know, and this gives me a way that I can talk to those people, make friends with those people, and then share the good news with those people. So whatever avenue you have, I want to encourage you to take advantage of that and tell people the good news about Jesus Christ. And if you don't know Jesus Christ, please don't think that you have to get your life in order or you have to be a good person before you can come to know Christ. No, you come as you are. The Bible says, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. He didn't say, hey, take care of your life, get it all straightened out, become a good person, then I'll die for you and take care of the rest. No, he takes care of all of that. We just have to come to him and accept that free gift of grace. But let me know what you guys think about this. If you don't know Jesus Christ and you would you please message me? I would love to talk to you more about this. But as always, take care and God bless.